Hi, I'm Ted from everythingattachments.com, and we're here to show you the advantages of the solid deal track, the replacement rubber tracks for skid steers. This is the highest quality replacement track you can buy. This is the same track as we showed you earlier that came on this machine new as an OEM feature. So New Holland and a lot of other main manufacturers believe in this track, and that's what they put on their machines that they have to stand behind the warranty on. I've seen some cheap tracks say they have a longer warranty, more than 1,000 hours. But what I've found out is they're going to give you a lot of reasons why it's your fault instead of their fault why that cheap Chinese track broke. These tracks here have a solid, every bar that connects in this sprocket here goes full length of the track. A cheap Chinese track is going to, every other bar, you're going to have a short bar, long bar, short bar, long bar. So that's why it ends up tearing out the bars in there with the sprockets with all the load that these machines create because of how much power they have. This track here is designed specifically with a edge of some sort that has different angles, different pitches, and what it does, we've noticed it really does help the ride of the machine that we've just replaced the tracks on. Your machine is no better than the tracks that are on it. If you've got a $50,000 machine, we did some videoing last week and the original tracks were pretty slick. They had about 1,200 hours on them. They were basically worn out. They never did blow out, which is the worst thing that can happen of all. As you can see, these tracks are worn down pretty good. These are OEM tracks. These are the tracks that came on this machine originally. They're made by Solid Deal. It's got the Solid Deal symbol right here. They're a great track, but these tracks have about 1,200 hours on them. They've been used on asphalt and in rocks conditions a lot. We've got a blowout just getting ready to happen right here, so we do have a new set of tracks waiting around. We'd like to have the extra traction now, but we're like everybody else. We're trying to get all we can out of the old ones. So in this, with a Solid Deal track, they stand behind their track, and if it blows out in the time that's specified, they fix it. So there's a big difference when you want performance and price. Go with the Solid Deal. It's the best replacement track on the market. It's what most of the OEM tracks are using. So if you buy a cheap Chinese track, you get what you pay for. And if you have a blowout, if you buy a cheap Chinese track and you end up on a job site and you have a blowout, you're going to spend as much to get it replaced as you are for the track in some cases. It may take a crane, an excavator, and a forklift and 3 or 4 people to change this thing in a bad condition. So the thing to do is not use cheap tracks. These Solid Deals, they're worth the money. You pay for them up front, but you get the advantages. Something you need to look for when you're changing your tracks, if your sprockets don't have good edges here, if this is on a slight angle on both sides, these sprockets are brand new, they've got maybe 30 hours on them. If you start getting a square edge, or even worse than that, a hook that looks like a shark's tooth, then if you replace your tracks, you're simply going to be pulling the bars back out of them because of your sprockets. Your sprockets are relatively cheap to replace, and they should be replaced about twice during the life of one set of tracks. So if you're getting about 1,100 or 1,200 hours on your tracks, at about 500 or 600 hours, you need to be looking at the condition of this sprocket. This sprocket is made of soft metal on purpose so that this is what wears instead of wearing out the bars on your tracks. So remember the sprockets, and remember that the Solid Deal is the way to go. It's a good quality track. They stand behind their warranty. I had a customer that had a problem. They actually went out in the field, helped. It wasn't the track's fault. It was the customer wasn't sure how to install them, but they got the customer straight. They'll do what it takes when they have to. This is the way to go, the Solid Deal way. So right there, Solid Deal is what came on this machine. It's what we put back on this machine, and it's what you should put up. Whether you have any type of machine, regardless of the brand, it is available from Solid Deal in most cases. The only exception may be the AVS track or the Caterpillar. It uses a suspension down here on it. It rides pretty good, but on a hillside they have a lot of trouble keeping the track on the machine. The patent has been released to where Solid Deal can make that track if they like. They're looking at it, but even we get a lot of calls for them because there's a lot of failures on that. they're considering making it, but since the track system causes so much problems, they're just waiting to see if they want to really truly build that track or not. So when you're ready for your rubber track, whether it be for a mini excavator, a skid steer loader, there are so many sizes, pitches, lengths, and so forth. They're almost all available, but to get the correct price, you're probably going to have to give us an email, give us a call. Almost all of them are available, come in several different patterns if you like. You pay a little more for the solid deal the first time, but you save in the long run. We do stock a large variety of these and have immediate shipment available on all their tracks of every kind, including their tires for skid steers. They make a super tough tire that goes on a skid steer loader also. We stock all of those. So when you get ready for your tracks, go the solid deal way.